Hey guys, welcome to Galaxy Sparkles, where I turn imagination into reality. Thank you for tuning in and giving me a few minutes of your time. Leave a comment below and let me know how my craftsmanship has came along. Also like and share this video. And if you'd like to watch my progression as a one-stop shop, subscribe and let us take the journey together. Galaxy Sparkles. Good morning, guys. It is Saturday, December 14th, 2024. And it's a cold, rainy day here where I'm from. So I'm going to spend the day and we're going to try to build something rather unique today. Some sort of ring with 4 prongs coming up to a squared flat bezel. And I'm really liking the flushness of a ring other than having prongs attached to a ring. So I really like the design of a flat bezeled type ring. So that's what we're going to work on today. I really have this very cool ring that I'd love to try to create. It's just I know I don't have the craftsmanship level yet, or understand how to manipulate the metal to make them crisscross up under each other. What I'd like to do is come a ring, have 2... Anyway, in the future, guys, in the future, it's a little complicated to kind of let you understand what's going on in my mind, but I do plan on creating something like that in the very near future. Today, we're going to do a little more simpler of a design, just so I can gain some XP points so that I am able to create this particular ring that's in my mind in the future. And it's going to be very hard to gain XP points if you don't take some difficult tasks. You know, the more difficult tasks you take, the easier things do become. So we are going to plan on making a fairly difficult ring today, something that's a little out of my league, but nonetheless, we are going to attempt something a little strategic, something a little tough. So let's see what happens, guys. Let me begin flattening this wire out and getting it to the shape and desire Let me get it into the shape and desire that I'm looking for, and I'll be right back with you guys. Y'all hang tight. All right, guys, I'm going to take a little slice of this 1.5 inch copper tubing here. And this is what we're going to use for the base of our ring, the main portion of the ring. Yesterday, my carpenter showed up and he finished my benches here. So these are my new work benches, my new tabletops. He's got them nice and the edges nice and rounded right there and smooth. So in the future, I'll probably begin doing my metal work out here in the garage where I can get a little more rowdy, a little more ambitious, and really provide some good entertainment for you guys. And also, the mess is a lot more manageable outside than inside. So yeah, in the near future, we're going to just begin getting all the equipment and everything we need to be out here in the garage and begin providing a little bit better content perhaps and all that good stuff. So you guys stay tuned and see what happens around here at Galaxy Sparkles, where we do turn imagination into reality. That's what I do, guys. I do turn imagination into reality. I have a very huge, vivid imagination, and I'm able to do things that probably a lot of people can't. I just got to learn to train these hands to manipulate this smaller miniature metal this is the type of stuff I'm used to working with, where the tolerances are a lot greater than with jewelry work. It's just going to take some time to get the craftsmanship needed to work on this smaller stuff with a lot less tolerances. I mean, the tolerances are so minute in jewelry work, and it's just going to take some time to get to that level. So you guys stay tuned, and let's see what we can create today. You guys hang tight. All right, guys, I just got my butane torch refilled completely. It's completely full, so I don't run out there in the middle of a solder joint. So we're going to get this copper annealed and softened up and get it out to the mill, flattened out, shaped up, thinned out, and begin creating us a fine piece of jewelry. So you guys hang tight. I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're going to take our flat wire right here and we are going to attempt to make us a nice square bezel here. So let's see what happens. All right, guys, let's take our saw, make us a nice clean cut so that we have a chance to make a seamless joint. So I'm going to cut two. I'm going to cut the outside where they meet and the inside where they meet so that they're just equal and should mate up just perfect. They should. That's in theory. Let's see what happens here. All right, let's see what we ended up with, guys. Being that they're the same exact cut, it should be seamless. It just depends on if I overheat it or not. So we're going to really focus and pay attention today. And let's see what happens. All right, guys, y'all hang tight. Let me get situated, squared up, and I'll be right back. We'll solder this thing up together. Y'all hang tight. All right, guys, as y'all can see there, I have got that very nice tight joint. So as long as I don't overheat it and begin melting that thin bezel, it should be a seamless joint as far as I can tell. It should be. Y'all let me know in the comments. All right, let's see what happens here. I got my meat protector on, so let me pan back, get my solder hooked up, and I'll be right back with you. Here we go, y'all. All right, guys, it does appear that we are seamless there. A little excessive solder, but all in all, we can grind that down and make it look pretty in just 1 second. Y'all hang tight. Again, I'm just very light pressure. All right, guys, that's that. I'm gonna get the edges squared up so I have a good starting point. Alrighty, not too bad there. Let's go in here and make us a ring and see if we can't attach this little, I don't even know what shape you want to call that. It's not even a trapezoid. It's something definitely different than a trapezoid. So, all right, guys, here we go. Y'all hang tight. We're going to get it. I'll see you at the bench. Hang tight. Keep them fingers from getting fired up. That charcoal gets hot. It gets spicy hot. All right, here we go. The idea for me on this, just from what my experience, is I'm gonna attempt to get the ring itself hot, get the biggest majority of the ring hot before I try to get the charcoal as hot as it can. I don't want to undo my solder joint off the bezel, so we're going to attempt to get the ring up to temperature and then bring it down to the bezel itself and make that solder joint. So here we go. Ah, dang it. All right, guys, first you don't succeed, come up with another plan and try again. That's what we done here. So this time I've came up with a little different idea of getting this thing soldered. We're gonna lay it on its side. We're gonna get the heat down from behind it, get the ring right up to temperature just like before, work our way up to that bezel. So here we go. See if it works this time. I'm gonna get the charcoal nice and hot there behind the ring. Begin bringing the ring up to temperature. Work my way toward the bezel. Lay some solder in it and pull the heat back. Get away from it, cool it, pickle it, and we'll see what we got. Them are the steps in my mind. Here we go, imagination into reality. Here we go. All right, I think we got it, guys. Quench. Pickle. You guys hang tight. Be right back, show you the end result. All right, guys, this is what we have came up with so far this morning. Not too bad. I don't like how this is, my square is actually turned into whatever shape you'd like to call that. But we're definitely going to add to this little project. We're going to begin goobering it up from here. At this time, it's definitely a passing grade. I'm very pleased with it. Other than the squareness of my hole is definitely the squareness of my gem or whatever you was supposed to be in that thing is definitely all kinds of out of cattywampus. All kinds of out of cattywampus. But we got it polished up, sanded down, nice and smooth. If I had just a stone that went in that particular place, this ring would be a very nice ring. But let's continue adding to it. Let's do some sculpting today, guys, and let's see if we can't goober this thing up real nice. Let's goober it up. Y'all ready? Hang tight. I'm gonna take some round wire, thin it out real nice, and I don't know, we're gonna mount some designs on the side of this thing and see what we can't make this thing look like. Probably look like who done it when we get done, but gosh damn it, we're gonna do it anyway, so y'all hang tight. All right, guys, we have got our wire made and sanded down. We're going to anneal it, make it a little softer so it forms to the ring, and we're going to see if we can't goober this thing up a little bit. All right, guys, here's what I have came up with, and I've just laid some solder on top of it so that I can get it nice and heated, and it just flows when it's ready, and I can pull the heat off of it so I'm not moving anything, because them are very delicate, and I'm trying not to goober it up to the worst. Trying to make the best outcome possible. So let's see if we can get this stuff melted and see what happens. Y'all hang tight. All right, guys, we got them soldered up real nice. Float in there fairly good, and let's get them things quenched. I was wanting to let them cool off, so I didn't want to move them while they were hot and disturb the integrity of everything and move it around. So I just let it cool off there a couple of seconds, and I'm about to quench it, pickle it, and let's see what we got. We'll begin trying to put this onto the ring. Here we go. Y'all hang tight. All right, guys, I think my game plan is to heat this ring from the top up, from the top down, from the bottom of the ring to the top of the ring, which the top of the ring is at the very bottom. So we're going to start right here at the very bottom of the ring and work our way toward the top and see if we can't get this thing soldered on there. We got 2 to do without unsoldering what our previous work was, so let's see if we can make that happen. Here we go. So earlier I knew that other side had not took. I knew that one side took, but it was so small, and when I put it on the mandrel to kind of shape it around while I was going to get my other one fixed back up, the whole thing came apart while I was shaping it on the mandrel. It was just kind of tacked on there and not soldered up well enough, so we completely had to start over, guys. But here we go. We're going to get this ring fired up and hopefully get it soldered this time. So y'all hang tight. Let's get this thing heated up and soldered in. All right, guys, we're going to do final cleanup right here. We got everything nice and formed, soldered up real nice. Quite a bit of excess of solder. That's just going to take some practice. And in the future, when I get the right Dremel tools where I can get in there and really clean up the insides of the little areas like that right there, we can clean it up even better. I just don't have the proper equipment to get that far yet. So we're going to do the best we can with what we got, gain all the experience points possible as we move along. I've already got my workbench area cleaned up. So we're just going to do final cleanup here. I was cleaning while I was pickling. We're going to do this final cleanup and we'll sit down together at the bench and we'll grade it. I'd really appreciate it if y'all gave me a comment and gave me a grade as well in the comments. That would be amazing. We're going to call this the belt buckle ring. The belt buckle ring, because it can kind of look like a belt buckle. I don't know what else you can call it, because it sure does look like whodunit. It was supposed to be a square, but turned out looking like, we're going to call it belt buckle. That looks like a belt buckle, guys. So this is the belt buckle ring. Y'all hang tight. I'm going to finish cleaning this up, and I'll see y'all at the bench. Hang tight. All right, guys, there is the final product, the belt buckle ring. And I'm going to grade this a C-. The only reason it's getting a C- instead of a C+ is because that was supposed to be a square, and it turned out looking like whatever shape that is right there. I didn't learn that shape in kindergarten, so I don't know what shape that is. But it's definitely not square. So for that, it does get a C-. And one of these days, I'm going to get the proper sanding tools where I can get inside them little crevices and really clean that up right there. But for now, that's what I got. This is what I got to work with, and this is how it turned out. And I'm very pleased with the outcome. I'm getting a whole lot better. I've only made a few mistakes today. Had to solder the little accessories on twice. It took 2 times to get that done. Other than that, that mistake and this being whatever shape that is instead of square, them were my 2 mistakes today. So we are definitely improving our craftsmanship, our quality, our skills, gaining them XP points, guys, day after day. One of these days, I'm going to, instead of positive impressions like the soldering to the outside, I'm actually going to make thicker rings and carve out the insides and do inlays, opal inlays and things like that. I have a lot of ideas. It's just I don't have all the equipment right now. I don't have all the skills, the craftsmanship. But in time, y'all just subscribe, comment, and y'all take the journey with me. All right, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. And like always, I'm sending out a huge energy ball full of energy, full of love, full of joy, and full of connectedness. Coming at you. Catch it if you can. See y'all Monday.